So you show up. So you get done. You show up at the teams. You're a new guy. How's that new guy experience?
Man. I don't know the statute of limitations on some of the things that were done to me, but I mean, again, but it was awesome. I was surrounded by my heroes. I didn't know anything about anything. I didn't realize that at the time, but.
Because in your head, because in our heads we know everything about everything.
I had been to Buds and Airborne School at Fort Benning. I am the most highly polished soldier in the world.
Yeah. And you, just FYI, for those people that don't understand, when you get done with Buds and Airborne School, you know nothing.
Yeah.
You know nothing. You know nothing tactical. You know nothing, and it's pretty ridiculous that it's got the prestige.
People call Buds a school, and it's again you got to air quote that because you don't know how to be a. That's another one I get all the time. You're not a SEAL at the end of Buds. I always tell people it stands for Basic Underwater Demolition SEAL with the emphasis on the B. Mm-hmm. It's basic.
Yeah, you
can run and do pull-ups, and you look great with shorts on at the beach. I mean. But you don't know anything. Yeah. So I mean, I checked in, pre 9/11.
Although they are better now. I have to say that
of course.
They're way better now. I was talking to some guys that recent graduates that are now in the pipeline. They're getting trained, and I told them, I said, you guys are getting trained infinitely better than what we got. Infinitely better. Now it has to do with the time frame that you and I came in, the 90s. There was very few Vietnam veterans left. You'd milk what you could out of them, but you weren't going to get, like now, every single guy that's teaching, every single Buds instructor are all combat veterans that have experience. So it's a different game now. They've stepped it up.
And I think we were taught infinitely better than the people before us. I'm glad to see that cycle repeats itself. I mean, it's just a matter of technology and understanding. And I mean, they've changed the pipeline a little bit, especially what happens after Buds. Because I went to Team 5 and we did our own Trident board, and we did our own trading. And then you go talk to the guys like down at Team 3. They're like, oh, yeah, we didn't do any of that. Well, that just means I'm better than you, obviously. But there's no competitive nature of the teams at all. But, I mean, I looked at these guys who had been in SEALs for like 5, 6, 7, 8 years, or there was like a Vietnam vet walking around. Like, I just wanted to breathe the same air as those people. And I mean, you realize incredibly fast that you don't know anything. And you realize that because you get taped up for your mistakes. Because you're reinforced every time that you make a mistake. And it's just like, I couldn't do anything right for like years because I didn't know anything. If we had been fighting an enemy, I would have been more of a danger to the people that I was with than the enemy that we were fighting. I mean, I tell people it takes 5 to 7 years to even understand what it really means to be a SEAL. And then probably at the 10-year mark, you're at the top of the bell curve as far as what you're going to be able to do operationally. But still, I mean, I was in heaven. I wasn't even 21 yet, living in an apartment in Coronado. Riding a bike to work every day.
Richest guy in the world.
Well, until I got paid. Yeah, and then I would be the poorest guy 2 days after that.
It is like for most guys that come in out of high school, because when you're in high school, even if you're working at Wendy's, like I did, you're only making whatever $4.25 an hour, and that amounts to whatever. You're getting like $80 every 2 weeks. You show up in the teams. And all of a sudden, they're giving you real, legit money. They're filling your pocket up every 2 weeks. You are the richest kid in the world.
Not if you're a new guy, because you're paying for everything.
You buy a lot of stuff. you buy some beers.
Yeah.
You buy some beers.
I learned a lot of stuff in bars over beers.
Indeed.
Learned a lot of, you listen to a lot of history. You learn a lot about yourself. You learn when you should keep your mouth shut, because it gets shut for you. I've been taped up in a bar. Maybe
the hazing was pretty good in teams back then.
Yes. Reinforcement. Lesson reinforcement.